Let people roll in here. Give it another minute or so. Oh, that's right. We're in the pod flow today. I like that. New ambient intro music, Andy Lou. I kind of like it. Nice for a Sunday night. Nice for Sunday, nearly 9 p.m. for you and me right here, you know? Got to lock in. It's still preseason. Kind of nice, though.
I was going to say nearly 9 p.m. is the key word. That's the Andy and Sam. This is where we lock in, Sam. This is where things are quiet. This is where things are quiet. You know what I mean? This is where I start to watch Will Richard. This is where I start to watch LJ Cryer. This is the real sickos, the Warriors fans.
LJ Cryer, nice.
I didn't know idea. Guy could shoot, kick and shoot. I mean, should he not be starting?
Little wiggle off the bounce
there. Should he be the sixth man scorer off the bench right now? He looks awesome. It's the only guy. It's the only guy I've been truly impressed by this offseason. I love him. I think he's great. I hope he's on the two-way or whatever G League. I hope he gets to play with the Warriors.
Guys, presented by Prize Picks. Get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 and use the promo code WELCOME one and all to Light Years. Andy, we're recording this Sunday evening after the Warriors' third preseason game. I don't want to disappoint everyone. The undefeated preseason is over. It's over. Emergency pod. We're going to go for 4 hours tonight about how disappointed we are. Nah, it's like, we got word Jimmy wasn't playing on Friday. You get word earlier today that Steph and Horford are sitting, and Moses Moody, a little bit of a calf thing. They're going to sit him as well. Obviously, no LeBron and Luke on the other side. So it really is kind of I don't want to call it a second unit game because like a lot of players are going to play, but it's not the same thing. They still lose the game, but we're 9 days away from the beginning of the regular season. I thought there was some interesting stuff tonight, and I'm starting to get excited about the season coming around.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna do takeaways from this game. I don't think we are, Sam. Maybe like 5-10 minutes from it, but it was funny. It was interesting when 9 days to go. Both these teams are. I mean, they're similar. I think with this, what we are going to talk about. Like, I think there are similarities between these two teams, and I think the similarities are. Well, first off, the difference, I think the Warriors are definitely treating the preseason way more seriously. But I do think end of day, these teams are old. And Steph and Jimmy, Horford, like these guys they're not going to play games like these. And same with LeBron and Luka. LeBron supposedly out for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever. So, I don't have crazy takeaways. I mean, it's kind of a game that we've seen a bajillion times. So nothing crazy to me to take away from this game outside of some of the Warriors look like they're ready for the season start, specifically Podz, but we'll get to that. What you got for us to kick us off, though?
Well, I kind of want to start with that. So, Look, the Warriors had more players sitting tonight because it wasn't just Steph and Jimmy. It was Horford. It was Moody. Realistically, you could say it's 4 of the top 8 in the rotation and 3 guys who are probably going to start, and definitely your 2 best players. The Lakers were missing their 2 best players, but no one else who was particularly important to their depth. So I guess what I want to say is, like, let's assume Horford and Moody are in the mix. I'm curious, which team do you think has better depth? So no Steph, no Jimmy versus no Luka, no LeBron. Which roster do you like more?
Well, the Warriors have a much better roster. I mean, outside of the top 2 guys, the Warriors have a much better roster. They still have Draymond. They still have Horford to man the back line. So at the very least, they're going to have 40 minutes of a really good defensive team. The only question, I think, Sam, is how much offense that they can generate. Because I do think the difference is that the Lakers they don't have like a cohesive unit anywhere because they don't play as a team, right? The Lakers don't play as a team. No LeBron team plays like a team. No Luka team plays like a team. Like those two guys just dominate the ball and nothing else matters. The difference is that Austin Reeves, I think tonight was obviously the best player on the court. Whenever he was on the court, I think he played like 20 minutes. So the Lakers have that guy that can just generate. He'd probably average like 30 points a game if he was the sole decision maker on this type of team. So that's the only difference. But other than that, the Warriors pretty much have a better team, a better structure, and way better defense.
Yeah, I mean, like what I would say is Austin Reeves is clearly the best player between both teams. I think Austin Reeves could be an all-star. He won't be an all-star on this Lakers team, but I could see him. Obviously, I'm going to do white guy for white guy comp. Who's better, Austin Reeves or Tyler Hero?
I like Austin Reeves better.
Why?
Better decision maker. Like he's more of a playmaker. He's more of a guy that can get people the ball. He's a better ball handler. Tyler Hero feels like your quintessential sixth man. Like, hey, just give him the ball. He's gonna ISO. He's gonna shoot a bunch of threes, pull ups. Like, he doesn't play that. He's just a style. He's a sixth man off the bench, get a bunch of points. Whereas Austin Reeves does feel like, hey man, if you give him the ball for 38 minutes game, could he average like 25 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, and like you said, be an all-star? I think so on a good team, by the way. Like not like he's doing that on a 28-win team. Like he's a good player.
I mean, the reason I make that comp is one, the obvious superficial reason that, who's the number one Cam Scatteraboo in the NBA. But number two, like the more obvious one is like Tyler Hero might be an all-star in the East. He's certainly maybe should have made it last year. Like he's right on the borderline. You know what I'm saying? And I think at worst they're the same caliber of player. So I think Austin Reeves is a hell of it. Like the Warriors wish they had any of their young guys who are as good offensively as Austin Reeves. Like you can run the offense through them. In some ways, I feel like we over-index offensive talent, like the Malik Monk type, just because you want someone other than Steph who can create offense. But Austin Reeves is a level above the Malik Monk score type.
Oh yeah.
He's by far the best player outside of or offensive talent outside of the top two on both teams. But I probably agree with you. After that, like I'm not a DeAndre Ayton believer. I don't care that he hit 5 middies tonight. You know what I mean? Like take him. I love that you posted Podz up and your first thought was fade away 12-footer. Keep doing that. Like I'm sure that's going to work out well for you, right? Like that sort of thing. I don't like the roster. Yeah, I guess I don't really have too much to contradict with you. Like the Warriors have better players up and down the roster. They just don't have any offense without Steph or Jimmy. Yeah. So I don't know, that's kind of how I see this. And it kind of played out that way. Plus you get rid of Moody and Horford. The Warriors kind of struggled to do anything offensively this entire way through. So it is what it is. But I just wanted to throw it out there because I was like curious your opinion on that one.
Dude, if the Warriors had drafted and developed Austin Reeves instead of like, I'm not even gonna say Kuminga, but like instead of Moody or even instead of Podz, they'd probably be a title contender. Ooh, by the way, Podz tonight 23 points. Let's not be remiss to point this one out. 23 points on 10 of 16 shooting, 3 threes. So a lot of 2-point.
Well, I will say this. Austin Reeves, you know how old Austin Reeves is?
Nope.
27.
26? Okay.
27. Yeah. He's older. Podz is younger than him when Austin Reeves was a rookie. And now I'm not saying I think Podz will ever be as good a scorer as Austin Reeves. Like I think just Austin Reeves he's a scorer by nature, right? Like everything he does comes back to him, but like Podz could be a much better player than him by 27, So
I'd hope so. I did think like the only takeaway I had out of this game, like from a positive perspective, is that Podz, I don't know if he's taken a leap. Like I think it's probably too early to say any of that stuff. I just think these are the type of games where it's like, he had to quote the other day, Podz did about like, hey, they're going to have to patch I'm paraphrasing, but he said like something along the lines of they're going to have to pass the torch over to someone. Why can't it be me? And I know that Warriors fans had a ton of fun with that quote because it is kind of funny, like someone like
Mhm.
Podz is saying that. But I mean, you watch a game like tonight where it's like, well, Steph, Jimmy aren't there, so I mean, like theoretically, in 3-4 years, like those guys aren't going to be there. So, yeah, the comments helped me out here on playback. He said he's excited to earn it. Yeah, I mean that sounds like Podz. I just think these are the games where it shows like, hey, he does have a little more in his what do the kids call it, Sam? He has a little more in his bag outside of let me just shoot rhythm step back threes like that. Like that's just something I just that's not something you can subsist on. But if he's doing the float game, if he can do a little bit of the pull up jumper that he really was making at the end of last season, then I mean, he's 22 years old. I would argue, like, hey, is he going to be as good as Reeves? Is he going to be as good as Jalen Brunson, who he loves? Like, maybe not. I don't know. But I mean, games like tonight, pretty cool. Like, pretty cool to see him score like that because they don't have anyone else that can do any of that stuff. At least dribbling the ball, at least off the dribble, for sure.
I have zero doubt in my mind that he's going to be worth more than $25 million a year at the end of this year. And I hope Warriors management is ready for the fact that they're going to have to deal with the fact that he's going to be demanding 5 years, 150 or something in that range. And I'm just basing that off of what other guys' extensions are getting. Like I sit somewhere in the middle of I think he's a really good player, and I'm not sure if there's higher offensive upside. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
he's just a good all around player. One of the 5 best rebounding guards, and that's just feel. That's just he knows where the ball is. He's always going to make an impact with loose balls. He's a hell of a passer. 8 assists tonight. You watch him in general, he doesn't turn the ball over. He knows how to find people. And to your point, he's got enough touch. He's got enough touch that he can hit shots if you don't guard him. And the real question is how good offensively can he be when teams start actually pressuring him as more of a primary option as a scorer? And that's where I'm like, I'm not really sure what the answer to that is. But here's what I do know about him. It doesn't matter because I'm not concerned about can he play off of good players. I know he can play off of good
That's
players.
true. That's
The
true.
real question is, can he be a primary player? Then that's not a question the Warriors need to answer in 2026. Sorry, 2025 or 2026. That's a question the Warriors might have to answer in 2028, you know?
Yeah.
And so he can want that all he wants, but like he kind of is the perfect young player for this team where he can comfortably fit around Steph and Jimmy while also trying to expand his game, but understanding his role.
So you hit it right there. I don't think we're meeting to talk about the Podz thing, but this is actually incredibly important. I think to point out is that he can do both. Okay, he can do the first part for sure. He can play with good players very well. He can do both is a bit of an overstatement. The second part is where I think he's willing to earn the ability to expand his game to where he can command the opportunity to shoot more 16 times a game like he did tonight. He's not going to do that. Game 1. Steph, Jimmy, where he is on the totem pole. But I think he does understand, like, dude, I can play 30 minutes regardless because I'm so good as a connector, as a guy, high IQ basketball player. Like Steve's going to trust me to play all these minutes. How can I be good enough to be able to command more shots? Because I don't think just Steph and Jimmy are sitting there saying like, well, we can't let Podz shoot. Like, we can't have him shoot 15 times a game. Like, believe me, if Podz is good enough to shoot 15 times a game and be efficient with his 15 shots, like, they're going to give him the ball. Like that. It's the same thing with Jordan Poole.
Those dudes are fine not killing themselves in January if he's capable of carrying a larger load.
At good and the point is at good efficiency, good plus minus, good all of the stuff where it contributes to meaningful possessions, they would happily do that. So I think Podz, I think he just gets it, right? He just gets it more than I think. I wouldn't say the majority of basketball players, because I don't freaking follow every team, but I do think it is how should I say it, dude? Like it is a mature approach to the game that I don't think you often see from young players getting into the league. He understands that whatever I do right now, I'm going to be able to play. Can I get good enough to be given more on my plate? If he's good enough, he's going to get it. Nobody's stopping him. Nobody's stopping any of these young kids from playing minutes. Nobody is. It's just, can you do it while actually contributing to winning? Because if you can't, you're not going to play. It's always been that case.
Yeah, no, he has I mean, it's ironic. It took them till they decided the 2 timeline plan was a bust. They finally admitted we're not doing it to find a guy who could actually do it. You know, it's
Yep.
kind of funny,
Yep.
right? Like
At
it took
19.
them.
At 19. Pick
Yeah,
19. Yeah.
exactly. I think Slam's comment is an apt one. He goes, "I feel like his issue is he needs a screen to get any separation." That's true. Like that is. I keep going back and forth on this because I want to believe in him because he's so smart and he's so competitive and like just has a lot of conviction. Like he for lack of a better put it, like he's got a lot of dog. You know, like he's like one of those guys who like he'll figure it out if he's physically capable of figuring it out. But at the same time, like, I don't know. There's a lot of guys out there who like they'll do everything in their power to do it, but like you can't overcome the fact that you're not 6'9". You're not built like Herb Jones or Trey Murphy, you know? So I don't know the answer. I don't know if he's gonna be a guy who's gonna be able to figure out how to get his own shot as a primary or secondary option in 2 years. Um, but I know for a fact he's a good player and he will continue to be a good player. So uh, I think it's fun to see him in a setting where there's no, and I know it's preseason, but like where he has more on his plate and you get to see him create a little off the dribble, a little pick and roll, get into the paint. He was finding shooters in the corner, albeit, you know, not shooters who can hit shots. But in theory, if that's Moses Moody, your buddy, he'll, better shooters it goes down, like just good playmaking. And then to your point, like able to get to the mid range, hit the floater, hit, some of the stuff we've seen he's capable of. Like my big prediction on Podz is I think he is going to play himself into a 30 million a year ask. And because, the end of year 3, that's when players start asking for extensions, which means year 3 is the big year where you prove, Denver right now is dealing with, do we want to give Christian Braun that type of money? He's been really good for them. He's been perfect as a role player off of Jokic. But like, you know how that goes. You love that guy when they're making small money. Do you love him when they get a 120 million? It's a different question.
I think Christian
Podz
Brown
is going to force that question on the Warriors over the next year.
Christian Brown is a fascinating one. I had not thought of him being a $30 million player, and I honestly hadn't thought of Podz being a $30 million player because I just haven't thought of him like a number value. We'll talk about it next offseason, I'm sure. Not less important right now, but
I think it's important to him.
No, I know. But you see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's important to him, but he doesn't change the way he plays, given how important that is to him. Like he's not saying, "Hey, I want to be a $30 million player, therefore I need to shoot the ball 20 times a game."
Right.
He understands, like he gets hey, Christian Brown gets minutes not because Christian Brown is a freaking scorer. Christian Brown is going to get paid by the Nuggets one way or another, you think, because he knows how to play with Jokic. He knows how to defend. He knows how to make threes, and he dunks the ball really hard because he can jump really high once in a while. That's it. Like, I'm sure Christian Brown wants to do more. I don't know him, but I think he probably would love to do more. But he understands that either freaking way, dude, I'm getting paid. And maybe guess what? Maybe Aaron Gordon's going to take a step back because he's getting older. So Brown's going to get asked to do more stuff if Aaron Gordon's going to get older. Like he understands if he gets a 4-year contract, like sorry, I just shocked myself. Like he understands that part. And so I think the same thing with Podz, right? Like he understands that, like, hey, if he's going to get a 4-year contract, 30 million, wow, I'm kind of swallowing that, like $30 million 4-year slam. That's a lot. But let's just say he gets that money. He understands that, listen, 2 years, 3 years, even if Steph and Jimmy are still here, he's going to be the one that's going to be shooting the ball way more when that time comes because that's how it goes. Like, just take your time. It's going to happen for you as long as you do the right things. Yeah.
It's also like the numbers always are like jarring because when you hear it, you're like 30 for Podz to get like 9, 4, and 4. Like what? Like that sort of thing. But it's like, what did the Rockets just give Jabari Smith? 5 years, 125.
That was nasty. Yeah, that was insane. Wow.
It might not be though. It might not be.
Yeah, you think so?
What did the Pelicans give Trey Murphy? 5 years, 125. Like what I'm seeing is if you're a stud, you're getting 50 a year. And if you're like kind of good, we know we can help you. Teams are gambling on like 25 to 30 to see. because Trey Murphy, I think everyone in the league would be like, I would have given him 35. Forget 25. I'd have given him 35, And but like at the time they signed it, he wasn't as good. He wasn't as proven. He was a little more inconsistent. So it was a little bit of a gamble on the fact that like this young player is going to keep ascending. And in 6 months, 12 months time, everyone's going to be like, this looks like the steal of the century. Like Jabari Smith, he might be Otto Porter without the injuries. And if because like 6'10" can really shoot the ball and can defend 1 through 4. If he actually does it at like a consistent level, everyone's going to be like, that's a $40 million player you're paying $22 million to, right? But then there's the flip side to it, which is like, if he never develops, everyone's going to be like, you're kind of giving a ton of money to a guy who is just, you can probably find a replacement for half his price,
So I'm on the other. So this is where we disagree. 20 minutes into the pod, we finally disagree, which is good. I don't want to find out with guys like Jabari Smith, where what is the ceiling with those guys? I like Jabari Smith, but I would just have it go. I would either do the restricted free agency, which nobody wants to do, but I would just say, what's to stop us from doing that? Right? You want to trade out, whatever. Like to me, it's like I like guys like Jaden McDaniels, like just really high level 3-and-D. Like I get you pay guys like that, but to me, Jabari
that's
Smith,
how much Jaden McDaniels got before he like truly proved it. You know what I'm saying?
But his ceiling, to
I
me,
guess
is
he was
higher
way better defensively. The shot just wasn't there at that point. Yeah.
The to me, the upside. I just like him regardless, but yeah, I mean, he is. I should say his upside's not. It's not like it's super high, but Jabari Smith's upside, like, what is the true upside of him, right? That's the question to me. We're just arguing about a couple different players, but to me, Jabari Smith is where someone's like, I wouldn't like. No, I would actually agree with you on the other side, where it's like, hey, you could just pay someone half the money and just kind of be fine because you don't even close with him, and they're not going to close with him this year. He's going to be a $30 million, 22-minute player, can't defend. And then he just can shoot threes, stand around and shoot threes. Like, I don't know, like that's fine.
I mean, but in his case, it really comes down to because he has the physical profile of like Jaden McDaniels, right? He has that like physical profile.
But Jaden McDaniels is different. I mean, Jaden McDaniels could always defend. That was the thing. But it's a different player. But yeah, I mean, McDaniels was someone that was like, man, he's such an elite defender. He just has to shoot. Whereas Jabari Smith, like, is he gonna learn how to defend? I don't think so.
But do you get the point though I'm getting at, which is like after year 3, it's like a lot of money you got to decide on these guys. And you better be right. You better be right, because within a year, it's either going to be the greatest contract that everyone's like Steph was this case. They gave him an extension after year 3. Everyone's like, oh, I don't know about that, the ankles. And then like a year later, everyone's like, that was the best contract that's ever been given out in NBA history. That's obviously it's an extreme example. But you know what I'm saying?
With Jabari, why couldn't they just not pay him?
They could have, but now that they have him locked in at a number, if he exceeds it, he is now an amazing asset.
Yeah, I don't know. Team. What's that? What him exceeding it is what percent? Like I gamble that for the last year and just be like, I'll pay you if you.
I mean, that's what the Warriors did with Kuminga, though. That's what they did with Kuminga that you didn't like, that no one liked, where it was just kind of like,
yeah,
they could have given him a number last summer, although maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe, you know, like, it depends on what you think of like what he was willing to take. But like the point is, they went the route that you're saying, which is, I'm not giving you an extra penny just because I think in 2 years you're going to be good. So all I'm saying is to take this back. I don't even disagree with you or agree with you per se. Is I bet my ass off Podz is going to play well enough to force the Warriors to have to confront, do we really want to give him 30? And I guess my only question to the Warriors would be, if you're not prepared to give him that kind of money, let's see if you can use him and Kuminga at the trade deadline to get Trey Murphy. You know what I'm saying? Don't like. He clearly wants to get paid. He clearly sees himself as a future star. He also does all the right things. Like, you just have to read the room and be realistic about it. Like, yeah, dude, if he plays like this, you better. I don't even know who his agent is. You better believe his agent's coming in and being like 35 a year, 5 years, 200 right now. Something like that.
His agent is David Montres. I don't know who that is. Bill Duffy. I do know who that is.
Duffy. Okay.
Yeah, WME Sports. So I do know who that is. So not a small time agent. Perhaps I should say. Okay, let's move on to other topics here. But before we do the Light Years podcast, we are brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. So Prize Picks always telling me to go with Josh Allen examples. And guess what? Tomorrow, Josh Allen plays on Monday Night Football.
Tends to work, by the way.
That's Josh Allen is the man. I mean, he's got another chance at MVP again this season. So here's what you could theoretically stack up. Josh Allen, he's in Atlanta Dome against an average defense. He'll probably need to do everything again if they want to win that game. More or less 228.5 passing yards. You could go more or less on that one. More Josh Allen. More or less 1.5 pass TDs. I think that's a gimme. You got to go more on that one. And then this one is another gimme. More or less 33.5 rush yards. If this thing is a shootout, because Buffalo's defense, I think they're missing like 4 or 5 defenders, Josh Allen's going to be running all over the place. So more or less 33.5 rush yards. Feels like an easy more. Throw that in with the pass TDs. Maybe toss in a Bijan. There's a Bijan half. More or less rushing reception touchdown. I mean, come on, Bijan's the best running back in the league. So throw all those in together, you got yourself a nice little lineup there. So download the app today. Use code LightYears to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LightYears to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Guys, I'm super hyped to have our friends at BodySpec back this year. Easily my favorite over the years here. So you guys know, both Andy and I are getting older. Andy's up to 250 pounds. He needs to get back into shape. Me, I'm at 240. I'm starting to slim out a little bit here. No, you get older, you get more concerned about your fitness. You want to get yourself back in the shape you're in your 20s. And that gets harder when you get older. Like, that's just a fact. It gets harder. And you know what's really not useful is standing on the scale. Because as much as I joke about us being 250 or 300 pounds, I don't really care what I weigh. I care if I'm healthy. I care if I'm moving well. I care if my organs are feeling well. And so that's why I say you need to get a DEXA scan. What's a DEXA scan? It's a highly accurate way of measuring your body's composition. So it's not just what is your weight, but what is your body fat percentage? What is your lean muscle mass? What is your visceral fat? The fat around your organs, the stuff that really tells you, am I taking care of myself? Am I in a good place physically? Or, has everything gone to hell? And, I'm trending downward. I'm in my wash tears, right? And what I love about our friends at BodySpec is they made it affordable for everyone. Typically, a DEXA scan costs $200, $300, $500. Hard to do. With BodySpec, you can get it for only $45 with the code LightYears45. So that's right. For $45, you can get a DEXA scan, get all your measurements, and what's better, they'll come to you. Mobile vans in San Francisco and LA. Come to you, scan you, results in your email, only $45. Guys, bodyspec.com, LightYears45, start your fitness journey. Do you really care how much you weigh?
I do. Are you kidding me?
Do you care about the number, or do you just care that you're like looking good, feeling good?
Well, the good thing about BodySpec is it's telling me what I need to work on, right? Like it's telling me what it's because most of the time it's just because you're a certain weight doesn't mean you're actually healthy. It's
right.
A thing called being skinny fat. I think I've been kind of like that nowadays, less so. Now I'm just kind of more on the fatter side. But like through the years, it's like, oh, you could be skinny fat just because like, oh, you work out a ton, but you're eating like shit. Like that's the actual key important part that is really changing. So I've learned to care more about that, dude. Like that's not something like, dude, when you're in your low to mid 20s, like I don't give a shit about that. But I'm telling you guys should give a shit about that, because like that's actually the most important part, rather than like, oh, am I 185 pounds? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we're saying the same thing. It's like, it's not, it's about like getting to what your goal is, which is being healthy and feeling good about yourself, as opposed to just standing on like some 1970s scale that says 192. Yes. Like who cares? I don't even know what my right number is, but I know Biceps helped me out there.
I like to be 192 though. Can we get a starting point? Can we get to a starting point? All right.
I'm just trying to keep it around 2. That's where I'm at these days.
Well, you're taller than me. You got more weight that you can put on. So
I'm trying to keep it, somewhere in that range. I don't know what the exact number is. I just know when I exceed it. I don't need to stand on a scale. I know when I don't feel good.
What's the macros? That's where we need factor. That's where factor comes in. You know what I'm
saying? Other things tonight, like, okay, obviously Kuminga also got a chance to do more offensively tonight.
Sure.
I feel like him and Podz are such kind of a juxtaposition, to be honest with you. And I don't think it's new this year. It's more of the same, which is Kuminga had the highlight of the game, by the way. The dunk was phenomenal. But like the overall game was still a lot of, more turnover, 5 turnovers, 6 assists. Kind of like floating out there defensively. Like he had some highlight plays on offense, and I really do wonder how he's going to fit into, because like with this lineup, he was able to just kind of do his own thing. I do wonder how he's going to fit in when all the main guys are in there. And I say that because like it's kind of imperative that he's able to be useful for this team, because clearly they gave him $23 million for this year, and they want to move him at the deadline. And the number one thing that's going to help is if he's playing well and he's finding a way to contribute. Like, you can say you want to trade him for Trey Murphy, but he has to like actually contribute in a way that makes the other team want him. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, and I don't disagree with a single word you're saying. So yeah, I don't really have much to add with the Kuminga stuff. I mean, it looks about the same. That's the only thing I'll say. Like, it looks about the same. I'm not disappointed by anything, right? It's about the same stuff. Like, he has the best highlight of the game. He always does. Like, he's a super athletic guy. You put him in transition, he's gonna have a cool dunk, right? Other than the dunk, made a 3. He does look like he's playing in the flow of offense a lot more. Like, I don't think there was much, right? Like, there wasn't much like, here, I'm going to do my own thing.
Oh. I did like he's playing with positive energy. Like I can work with that the entire way. As long as he's like giving his shit out there, like I'll live with what the results, right? And I think the coaching staff's probably the same way on that, whereas like as long as he's trying his ass off, they're willing to live with it to a degree.
He is trying, I think, to fit into the offense, which he's clearly not as comfortable with. But I mean, he had 6 assists. Like, it's not like, I think it's something that he's trying to improve his game on there. So yeah, man, I think defensively, it's still about the same. Like, he's not an elite rebounder. I mean, he even get a rebound in 22 minutes, which is actually impressive. Honestly impressive. I think anyone could have just stepped on the court, got a rebound, but no, he didn't get one. And then the other thing is, he had 5 turnovers. So, I mean, he still kind of can't really dribble in traffic, but that stuff's not going to change because he's not a gifted ball handler. Right. And so, all right, do we get someone on? We get light years going.
Yeah, I was going to say it's time to get to the goons.
Let's go.
Gio hitting leadoff per usual.
Let's go.
Hello.
What's up, Gio?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I'm just waiting for the season to start because it's hype. Right? I think it's hype, right?
Let's go.
I mean, why not? Why not? I mean, I will say though. I mean, I think it's nice that Podz, had his scoring going today. I do think he is like a major factor this season because they really need like a player outside of Steph and Jimmy who can like dribble the basketball and run the show, at least when they're not on the floor. And I do think Podz needs to be at least he needs to be a good. He needs to score like when when it's there, right? But also they need like his, I guess, skill set theoretically like more so this season because I don't think they have any outside of.
Did we lose Gio? Did he just mute himself?
He definitely muted himself.
Hello. Am I? Oh, yes.
Yeah, you're good.
So they need Podz because I do think outside of Jimmy and Steph, Podz is the only one who can maybe shoot and pass and dribble outside of those two, and they need that player because I think scoring this season is gonna be hard outside of Jimmy and Steph, and I do think Podz needs to be like that guy. And JK plus JK, but Podz and JK to me are like the biggest factor this season. I think they need to be like the dudes outside the big core, at least in my opinion. But yeah.
What about let me ask you this. I'm taking this in a complete different direction, and I don't disagree with you. Quentin Post versus TJ.
Oh, I like you, Pete.
Which of those two guys do you think is going to give this team more minutes when the assumption is Horford's going to be playing, let's say 20-ish minutes a game. You got Draymond back. But which big man are you counting on more?
I think you need QP to be good because if QP is good, if he's a 7-footer who can shoot it, that to me is huge for like guys like JK, even Podz, even Draymond. Like if he's a good player, that's like a huge for this team because now you have like two centers who can both shoot, rebound, and maybe hold on defense. Like at least just be average on defense. I think that's huge. TJD, I like TJD. Like he's just I don't know like. TJG would be fine if there was like a Jordan Poole type on the roster, like playmakers around him who can like do other things. But Post is huge because outside of that, you need like a shooter, a spacer, a guy like then a play finisher like TJD. At least.
No, that makes sense to me. That's kind of how I've been clocking it too. I just feel like. Quentin Post, I mean, Steve Kerr calling it a space 5 feels like the most boomer way to describe it. But it's just like
sounds cool.
Yeah. Does it sound cool?
Maybe because I'm a boomer now. Maybe that's why. No, I don't fucking know. I mean, okay, I just outed myself.
35 is boomer age.
I don't know if it does, but sometimes I feel that way. The older I get, like I'm 45 sometimes.
But I do think like just having a dude who can like legitimately shoot the ball and the defense is scared can shoot the ball. Like it opens up the lane. It makes everyone a little better. So I'm kind of into it.
Yeah, plus he gets hot, right? He can make 5 threes in a game, and that's like can win you a game. That's huge. Well,
yeah.
Let's go back a little bit. I like TJD minutes tonight. I mean, I don't think he's some star or whatever, so I'm not going to do all that. But I do think like he didn't play last season and he regressed.
Next AD.
That is yeah. But I do think like, and he came into the league a little older, right? But I do think like they do need minutes from him this season. Like he in the comments kind of say it better than I do. Is he does something different than Horford and Post where. And I think this is something important. It's like I compare it to like just like all like it's like when I play pickup, I don't even touch the paint anymore. I just shoot threes. But there are guys on your team that are like, hey man, they might not be as smart, they might not play defense as well, they might not do this as well. But guess what? They're going to get 10 points a game, cheap points. Points are points though. And they're just going to run to the rim every single time because they have a crazy motor and they can finish around the rim. But they're not scared to do that. The thing is,
but it's
not they're not scared of being hit. Not
exactly
through contact.
But the issue is like Draymond and Horford.
Yeah.
Well, but that's maybe you don't put him next to Draymond. But the point is like
or Jimmy. I'm just saying, yeah.
Well, I kind of like him next to Jimmy just because Jimmy can create for him. But like the thing is. They just need guys like that to be better because he just didn't play. He lost confidence. Whatever happened last season, I don't know. But he completely lost it. And TJD is good enough to play 10, 15 minutes game. He's not as bad as a guy that should just be sitting on the bench. I don't think.
You know what I think? You know what I think happened? I completely agree with you. I think they put too much on him last year. I think they got excited by how he closed the year prior, and they're like, all right, man, 30 minutes a game. You're going to come in there. You're going to just, you can be our Clint Capella or like insert like one of these dudes. And like, he's not that guy. But like to your point, I actually do love that. Like 10 to 15 minutes, go in there, full motor. Your stats are going to look good. Play so everyone gets on here every game, post game is like, why doesn't he play more minutes?
Right.
8 points, 6 rebounds in 12 minutes. Why is he not playing more? Like let people rant post game about that. Like, and there are, by the way, JaVale was that guy. I'm not saying it's JaVale, but remember JaVale and the Warriors? Right. JaVale always had psycho numbers where it was like 10 points in 10 minutes. And I was like, my dad, I feel like my dad was always like, why doesn't he play more? He does all this stuff. I'm like, well, he's the beneficiary of people around him. And I promise you, if he plays 30 minutes, you're going to hate him. But in those 12 minutes a game, you think he's the best player on the floor. It's like that, you got Iguodala setting him up, Livingston setting him up, Steph setting a back screen for him. He looks like a superstar, and everyone wins. Brandon Clark, actually, by the way, some of the chat goes Brandon Clark if he plays harder. That's another good example. Like there is value in like short burst, high energy guys, and I think we maybe sometimes take it for granted. Andy, it's a good call out where it's just kind of like don't even lie to yourself that he's going to be a 30-minute guy. Just take him for what he is, which is like he can turn a game. GP2 is kind of that guy.
GP2 is the same way. GP2 is the same way, exactly. Yeah.
Well, he used to be the same way. He gets hurt and like I don't know.
He played a lot of minutes tonight. GP2 played a lot of minutes. It's very odd, but he played a lot of minutes. They look good. Look great.
I mean, let's hope for Melton is healthy.
He's gonna have neurovirus on Tuesday. Don't worry, he's not playing. He's gonna have some sort of.
I'm praying for Melton to be healthy this season. Let's just hope for Melton is back because I think
maybe that's a move. Maybe GP2 plays more minutes the first 20 games because I don't know. They haven't said when Melton's coming back, but I'm guessing December.
I get November or December, late November.
He said 4 weeks. He said 4 weeks is when he reevaluates or something, right? 4 weeks.
4 weeks from 10 days ago. So.
Gotcha. Okay. So
so.
But the scalability tax is like January though, right? If you're like, that's like
the tax. You mean the keep these guys healthy tax? The opposite of the Niners.
I'll be pissed if they're like overextending him at Thanksgiving and he's injured again. Like do what you got to do. Like play him 10 minutes a game until Christmas,
it's an ACL, right? He plays like GP2. That's a funny but like, he's reckless. He's always like aggressive. So like, and he gets hurt a lot. But he's like it's never these like long. It's never these like quite injured. It's always these like he's always falling out of bounds, something like that. Like So wait till like
high energy contact injuries where it's like they make their impact by playing harder than everyone, but like that comes with a price. Comes with a price when you're like throwing your body around. So
I think if the Warriors can just harness all the bad injury luck from the Niners and just convert that like good karma, like good Bay Area sports karma. So give me the Warriors getting all the good injury luck. That way, though, Steph can get the fifth. That'll mean a lot to me, or us. Jimmy stays healthy, Steph stays healthy, Mountain comes back healthy.
I hate having to list it out. I hate having to list it out because I feel like once you start listing it out, it crosses your mind how many ifs
it's a lot
you're
of
putting out there, and you're just like, that never works. That never works for anyone.
We didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about it, but Moses Moody, he's not playing. Thanks, Gio. But like he's not playing in the rest of the preseason. He's got a calf injury that they had to send him in for an MRI. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Podz tonight, he gets hit in the hand, and I'm just like, all right, well, fuck. I mean, what happened there? You know what I mean? So even it's not just the old guys. Like Steph and Jimmy, I think apparently they're fine. Horford, they're fine, right? Draymond played tonight, even though he's very clearly out of shape. But it's like the younger guys.
It looks like they're punishing Draymond by playing him. They're like, brother, you got 10 pounds. Dex's can wasn't good.
Bro.
Need you to drop.
I don't know what Draymond's on, dude. I know what that's not concerning. I'm not concerned. I don't think you're concerned, but come on, Draymond. Like, Jesus Christ, season starts in 2 weeks. Can we 9 days? Can we Jesus, man. Come on, Dre.
Can't have professional athletes with nipples protruding out of their shirts. It's
Looks
just
like
a bad
me.
look.
He looks like me. I'm like, come on, man. At least I have an excuse.
I see the pregame fit. I'm like, oh, that's not a good look. That's
oh
not.
My God,
You're better than that. I believe in you, Draymond. I still believe in you.
You're a basketball player, not a baseball player. You know, it's one thing if Josh Naylor, he looks enormous out there. Josh, like by the way, like he moves very well, but like, golly, he's big. It's like, Draymond, come on.
Fucking dude, please. He's this Max Muncy face. Like, no, I don't.
Max Muncy's a big boy. Max Muncy's a big boy, and he plays third base, so he's like, gotta move, and he's a big boy.
Yeah, kind of like Draymond. It's like, oh, he moves a little better than you think, but yeah. It did feel like he was being punished. Like, we're gonna rest Horford because he worked out this offseason. You need the run.
And Draymond looked like he wanted to be out there tonight. I mean, just throwing the ball around. He just like throwing tantrums because Steph isn't there. God.
He did have a very nice pocket pass to TJD though. That got me up. Off the couch.
Fired up.
Nothing. Yeah, I got up off the couch with that pass. Mid third quarter, they're down 15 preseason. I then thought about, I got up in the middle of a preseason game in the third quarter and I felt so disgusted with myself. I was like, where are we at here? Yeah.
There were
chat. Very disgusting, nipples protruding. Very disrespectful.
I don't know what.
Thank you for getting it.
I'm tired of players posting off-season content. Draymond posting off-season content doing this is preposterous. Meanwhile, I was concerned trolling about Horford. He looks great. But yeah, we'll see if Draymond plays on Tuesday. Doubt he does, right? Or they're just really throwing him out there like it's a comment. Why did he go to China? I have no idea why he was in China, but good for him. I think China gives the bag. China's got to give the bag to these guys. I mean, you're just giving Draymond like $1 million just to go to China for a couple of weeks. Got to be good. Good for him. Chinese food, not healthy. I think
someone's asking him in Mandarin, tell us about Steph Curry. He's like, I'll take that. That's because that's probably what they're actually doing. They're like, tell us what Steph Curry does. What does he eat? What should we be eating so we could be as good as Steph?
Oh, Draymond. God.
Yeah. You getting ready? Like, okay, I think we're hitting that point of preseason where I'm ready for the real season. Like, it's very close right now.
So I don't think there's anything left for me to really see. I think the big things are, I wanted to see what Horford looked like, right? I think we wanted to see what Steph and Jimmy looked like. I think the big one, I mean, we don't even talk about it because there's really not interesting thing to talk about, but it's like Steph looks great.
What Will Richard looks like, yeah,
but it's like Steph looks awesome. Like, Podz taking a bit of a leap. Like, I'm fired up about the season. Just kind of hoping guys stay healthy till then. But other than that, it's like the only thing concerning to me is like Moody. It's like it's kind of worrisome if he's got to get an MRI. I know Steve is saying it's not a big deal, but it's like I think they kind of need him, especially in the beginning of the season when Melton's not here. Like they need Moody, Podz, and Kuminga to like really provide that spark. Because I don't think they want to play Steph and Jimmy 38 minutes a game to win games. They want to win games. Like, this is not like the Lakers, right?
So I do agree with you. They need youth energy to continue to win games. Like, if you're relying on the old guys to bring energy, we got a problem. It's gonna be a major problem. But I actually think they're okay with if Moody takes a little longer. And they have, like, I was running through this, and there's like if they're fully healthy, there's a real world where Kuminga starts getting DNP'd again. Which like just speaks to having too many players. Now we know Melton's not going to play, let's call it at least the first 10 games. I think he's for sure out 10 games, if not longer. But still, like, let's just start there. Okay. Steph, Podz, Jimmy, Draymond, Horford, Post, Buddy, Kuminga. Who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting someone very important. It's going to drive me insane. GP2. Now we're at 9 players right there without Moses Moody. I think they could be okay, honestly. I haven't mentioned TJD. I haven't mentioned Will Richard. Like, I think they can survive. Seth,
Yeah.
I think they can survive. Like again, everything's in context. If we're talking about like a slight strain that they just want to be conservative with, I think they're totally equipped to handle that. To your point, if it's something deeper that's going to really drag, then I think they have an issue because I think he is a very important 3-and-D piece for this team because he plays hard, he plays young energy, and he can hit shots. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm personally, it has not rung high on the concern meter for me just yet. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see the next time. I think the other thing I think you and Tommy and Jason talked about on the last show is just the KP prediction is just, I mean, just going into the season. I mean, that's the last thing that just gets me fired up. I mean, I don't agree with it, but it's just like, I don't know if KP agrees with it. Kevin Pelton, ESPN guru, stats guru, really nice guy. But it's just like 56 wins. Was it 56 or 59? Something crazy like
56.1.
56.1. And I was just sitting at it. I'm just like, but that's the stuff where it's like, hey man, like it does make sense. It does make sense given the way that this team is built, the players. I mean, they're all winning players. That's the thing. Like that's probably why the numbers are what they are. I'm not a math guy, but like they are winning players, so it does make sense. But we'll see. That gets me fired up. We'll see.
I think we end it there. We're back. By the way, I'll put this on everyone's radar. We're gonna have a fun preseason preview, regular season preview next Sunday stream. I'm not gonna reveal the guests, but they're gonna be good guests. We got some good guests coming through.